Well, hello, people. It's Ken David Stewart with you tonight for another edition of What's Up. Um, this week's been rather rough for me. I suffer from both fibromyalgia and arthritis, and it's a pretty terrible. Both conditions are pretty terrible to have. Uh, they can both be characterized by flare-ups too, and this week I experienced a real flare up. I don't know if it was, had anything to do with returning to work. It well could have, or stress. But I really had about 3 or 4 days of intense pain and fatigue. And if you know anything about fibromyalgia or arthritis and related diseases, the key thing is like sore joints, sore muscles, sometimes total body soreness, and just an unrelenting fatigue. And it's a very difficult condition to manage. And when you have a flare up, I find there's not much you can do except pretty well give into it. But anyway, if any of you, I know there's got to be lots of you out there that suffer from either fibromyalgia, arthritis, or some condition like it. And if you have any suggestions on how you manage the illness or how you deal with it, I'd be glad to hear from you. The other thing about it is I still like to exercise. I'm almost 60 years old, but I still like to exercise, and I have a weight problem. So, part of the weight management strategy is, of course, to exercise, but sometimes you really pay for it. So knowing how much, when, and how long you should exercise and what kinds of activities you should do can be very critical, and it can be very frustrating also, because sometimes it seems to work and sometimes it doesn't. So that's about all I got to say on that topic today, on fibromyalgia and arthritis. And if you suffer from one or both conditions like I do, either one, I can really sympathize and empathize with you. The other thing I have been doing this week, because I've been pretty laid up, to tell you the truth, and sleeping quite a bit. I've been very exhausted. But I have had time to listen a bit to the audiobook Love Wins by Rob Bell. And I've just started listening to it, and I'm very impressed with it. From what I've heard, and I've heard from my wife, apparently she was part of a Bible study that did an actual study on Rob Bell's book. It's quite controversial, but I'm just getting into it now, and I hope when I'm finished the book that I'll have something to report back to you guys on it. And I just wish you a very good evening tonight, and enjoy yourselves, your friends, and your families. And I wish nothing but health and prosperity upon you. And it's over and out from Ken David Stewart.